Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Neva, this is Reading with Neva, and today we are doing my final TBR for August. So I am participating in 3 different readathons this month. I'm participating in Readathon on Team Wings. I am helping to co-host Pick-Pongathon on Team Literary Pongsters, and I am participating in the full moon readathon. So the point, I've explained this I think in every other TBR, but I'll explain it again in case this is the first TBR that you've seen. For Readathon, the point is to read as many 5-star books as you can, since your points are based off of the star rating that you give a book. I did not make a TBR for this. I will be kind of just mood reading my way through Readathon, since I am doing 2 other readathons. So it will make it so that I have more structured readathons for the more structured TBRs for the 2 readathons that I need them for because of prompts. But I can kind of plug in my 4- and 5-star reads into Readathon as they come to me. With Pick-Pongathon, we have specific prompts that we have to fulfill. I've already filmed my pile of possibilities. You've probably seen it, but these might be a little bit out of order. And then we have the Full Moon Readathon, which is hosted by Jan Agaton. I have participated in this all 3 years that it has been going on. This will be the 3rd year, but the first year I was just a silent participator. No one knew that I was doing it. And last year I did make a TBR video specifically for it. I cannot find my Jan hoodie at the moment, which is also too small, which is why I'm not wearing Jan merch in this, but just know that she has merchandise if you want to go buy it, and I will be repurchasing merch very, very soon. So we have a list of prompts. The point of this readathon is that we have 4 characters. We have a mummy, a raven, a clown, and a wolf, and the whole point of this is to collect as many of them as you possibly can. So we have 2 book prompts and 1 like activity prompt for each book, or for each character. And I usually do this in the Gotta Catch 'em All style of video. At some point in the next week or so, you will see me unboxing the book sleeves that I ordered, that are special edition book sleeves. You can't order them anymore. They were on pre-order, but yeah, that's what I will be doing, that in a vlog at some point in the next week or so, but they're not here yet. So let's go ahead and go through all of our prompts. So for the mummy, the prompts that we have are paperback book you've had for a long time, and to post your reading wrap up so far. So for the 2 book prompts for my paperback book, I will be reading The Blood Trials by N.E. Davenport. This is, I think, a sci-fi fantasy book, I believe. I've had it for a while. I bought it last year at Barnes & Noble when I went shopping for my birthday, so I really need to get to this. But also, most of these books that you're going to see me holding up are on my TBR already for the month. However, I have 2 that are on my Kindle that I did not have actual physical books that would fill this, so I had to pull them from my Kindle. So there's that. So Blood Trials for a paperback book. And then for the book you've had for a long time, I will be continuing Throne of Glass by reading Queen of Shadows. This will also work for Readathon. I do anticipate this being a 5-star book for me, but because I'm on Team Wings, I believe we have to have royalty in the cover, so Queen would work as a royalty word. So Queen of Shadows will also be being read this month. For the Raven, the 2 book prompts that we have are a classic and a book by an author you love, and the activity prompt we have is take time to journal. So thank God I set my journal up for the month, so I will be doing that. But the classic that I will be reading is on my Kindle, and it is To Kill a Mockingbird. I've read this book before, but I've not done my yearly reread of it yet, so I think now is as good a time as any. And it's one of 2 classics that I own actually on my shelf. So one of my shelves, my virtual shelf. So I will be reading To Kill a Mockingbird. And a book by an author that I love, I will be reading Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. This is his newest release, and I just picked this up at Walmart a couple of weeks ago. I've heard very mixed things about this. You seem to either love this book or hate it. I'm hoping that I love it. I'm going to be honest. I really love Riley Sager, but this is also the first Riley Sager book where he's writing from the point of view of a man and not a woman. Usually he writes female characters. So I'm hoping to love this, but we shall see. For the clown, our two book prompts are book with humor and colorful cover, and our activity prompt is do something to bring out your inner child. So for the activity prompt, I know that I will probably be watching Gilmore Girls since when this starts it will be August, and August 1st kicks off my rewatch of Gilmore Girls every year. And then so for a book with humor, this was a little bit hard for me because I wasn't quite sure based off of the books that I have in my TBR tub what would have humor in it, but I do know that Better Than the Movies is a YA rom-com, so I decided to go with that. And it also kind of just breaks up the other books that I have. This month's TBR, if you've watched the other two TBRs, are extremely fantasy heavy, so I'm trying to break up the fantasy, to be honest. And a lot of these I'm probably going to do as audiobooks, except for the blood, what is it called? The blood trials. I'm going to attempt to read the blood trials with my eyes as a physical book because the prompt is paperback book and I don't want to stretch the prompt too much. I guess if Jan sees this and tells me that I can do it as an audio, I will, but I'm trying to stay as true to the prompts as I can. So this next one is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This was given to me by my wonderful friend Nell for my birthday, and I haven't read it yet, and I don't know why. I really just need to pick it up, but I can't wait for this one. It's such a cute cover as well. And then we have a colorful cover, and so for that I will be reading The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This one would also work for an author that I've loved before because I've read The Prior of the Orange Tree by her and I loved it. I give it 4 stars. This one also is a 5-star prediction for me, so because it's such a chunky fantasy, I'm hoping that it is so that I can use it for Readathon. But yeah, I absolutely love Samantha Shannon and her writing. So I'm really like anticipating this book. And then for the wolf, we have the prompts, the reading prompts, book prompts are wolf involved and special edition or alternate cover. And the activity prompt is to spend time in nature. So I'm hoping to read outside at some point for that. But I had to pick a book for wolf involved. I ended up picking a book off of my Kindle, and I'm sure it's some book that I got. I don't know. It's saying it is a fantasy book, but I think I probably got it as like a free book or like from Stuff Your Kindle Day. Until last year, I wasn't actually dividing up my collections into what was specifically Stuff Your Kindle Day books, but this seems like a Stuff Your Kindle Day book to me. But I will be reading Given to the Wolf King by Adelind Graves. So I'm gonna read that. I have no idea what this book is. It was just in my like fantasy collection, so I don't know if this is smut or if it's like a love story, fan row. I don't know what this is, but it says Given to the Wolf King, so it involves a wolf. And then for a special edition or alternate cover, I will be reading Heaven Breaker by Sarah Wolf. This is already on my TBR because I'm doing an Instagram buddy read with her Kindle Travels and someone else who I can't remember right now. I'm so sorry. But we are reading this as a buddy read, and it has the sprayed edges on it because this is a first edition, and I don't think that you can buy it this way anymore because once the first editions were gone, they were gone. So it was like fourth wing, like once the first editions were once first editions were gone, then you didn't get the sprayed edges anymore. So I'm counting this as a special edition, since if you don't have a first edition, you don't have the sprayed edges. So I'm hoping that's not stretching it too much because The only other first edition, or the only other special editions I have are like Icebreaker and Wildfire, and I'm not doing my reread of those right now, so I'm gonna count this. If JM sees this and tells me absolutely not, then I'll switch it out. But I have this one, so that's what I'm counting. So those are all of the books that I will be reading for Full Moon Readathon. So I'll run through them one more time for you before we hold them up in the camera. So I will be reading The Blood Trials, Queen of Shadows, Middle of the Night, Better Than the Movies, The Bone Season, and Heaven Breaker, along with Given to the Wolf King and To Kill a Mockingbird, which are both on my Kindle. So we'll hold these all up for the camera so you can see my nice stack. So you will be seeing these books throughout the month on for different things, because they are already part of my TBR. I basically just made my TBR for the month based off of my TBR game, and then tried to figure out what books could be plugged into what readathons, because I don't want to overwhelm myself, but I also want to be reading as many books as possible. So that's all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know down below if you are participating in Full Moon Readathon. Let me know if you got the cutie book sleeves. I cannot wait to get them. I ordered all 4 prints, so I ordered 2 in like the biggest sleeve so that I can carry books around with me. I'm gonna attempt to carry books because I have 2 books this month that I'm reading actually physically, which is crazy because I don't usually read physical books, but I'm hoping to start trying to incorporate that, like 1 book a month, 1 or 2 books a month that I read physically. And then I got 2 that felt like they were a good print for the Kindle sleeves, so I'll have 2 new Kindle sleeves and 2 new big book sleeves, which also will hold my iPad, so even if I don't use them for physical books, I'll use them for my iPad. But that's all I have. Thank you so much for watching. Jan will be linked down below. Please go follow her if you're not already, because she is a beautiful human being. And all of the rest of my links, like Amazon wish lists, Patreon, Instagram, all of that stuff is down below. Also, there is information as usual about the St. Martin's Press boycott. Read it. Go watch the accounts that are covering it in depth, because I'm not good at explaining it, but I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So go down there and do that, and I will see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.